Hello and welcome to From the Newsroom. I'm your host, Beto Vaca Díez. From the Newsroom is a weekly news update brought to you by the Southeast Arrow. Our first story today gives us an explanation for any questions you may have of the recent DEI policy executive orders.
Since the beginning of Donald Trump's second presidency, he has signed a total of 60 executive orders. An executive order is whenever the president drafts, signs, and then ultimately gets published to the Federal Register to go into action. An order's purpose is to direct federal agencies on how to enforce existing laws or policies. They are usually used to address policy issues, national security, or government operations. An example of an executive order that President Trump has signed this term is the removal of DEI programs within the federal government. DEI stands for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. These programs ultimately assist in promoting fairness and equal opportunities within the workplace, schools, and organizations. The removal of this policy means that all government entities must remove their DEI programs. And though universities are not typically federal entities, this particular order has been impacting schools across the U.S. As of January 29th, Missouri State University has removed all of their DEI programs. And if the universities are not federal entities, then why are schools removing their DEI programs? An article from AP News said that in November, after Donald Trump's confirmed re-election, that he would cut any school's federal funding that did not comply with his new policy changes. As of February 11th, SEMO's web pages regarding DEI are unavailable. There has been no official statement made by the university on why the pages are down. Back to you, Beto.
We now take you from the Oval Office to the Enrollment Office, as Vice President of Student Enrollment and Student Success, Debbie Vilo, has announced her retirement. Here's Ariana Negron with the story.
After 28 years at SEMO, Debbie Bell, VP of Enrollment Management, retires June 30. She transformed recruitment, boosted retention, and led key initiatives. A mentor and champion for education, her legacy is unforgettable. Now, let's hear her heartfelt reflection on her journey.
Every single moment here, I'd actually love to stay and continue to work for the university, but I've just made some decisions to move on and just to pursue other things. I think that you stay with a job if you're feeling challenged by it, and if you're feeling fulfilled, right? And I still feel both of those things today. I absolutely do. I probably get my greatest joy by just getting a chance to get to know you, where you're from, finding out that you're a first-year student and you're already getting this experiential learning opportunity. Literally, if I were staying next year, I'd probably talk about this with incoming students all the time. That's one of the things that differentiates this program from so many other programs in the mass comm field, right? And I get excited just to see in real time what's happening with our students like you.
We now move from retirement to records, as SEMO thrower Peyton Lewis has set one of his own for the track and field team this season. Here's Beto Vaca Díez with the story.
On February 1st, SEMO thrower Peyton Lewis cemented himself in SEMO history as he shattered the record for shot put with a throw of just over 61 feet. Lewis entered his senior year after coming off a dominant season with the Redhawks, picking up OVC Men's Athlete of the Year for track and field, and has lived up to the same standard this season. Lewis stated that the record meant a lot to him personally and looks to continue to extend the record as the season goes on.
I mean, it means a lot. Just always grinding, keeping my head down. There's been times where I'm like, I don't know if I can break it due to the fact that it's just like sometimes my training gets messed up with like injuries or just self-doubt, but it just comes down to just believing in myself and, listen to what my coach says, trusting the process. And now that we've got a new record set, I think we can keep pushing and hopefully push it to the national meet as well.
Head coach Eric Krumbecker stated that Lewis's work ethic and consistency has allowed him to reach this point in his career.
He has a really good work ethic. That's first and foremost. As just anybody in our sport that's going to be any good, you have to be willing to put the time and the effort and work into it and do it consistently over a long haul. And he has that in him. So I mean, that's gone a long ways to make him what he is. So.
Lewis and the rest of the Redhawks track and field team will participate next Friday, February 21st, at the Red Hawk Invitational in Cape Girardeau.
We now move from performances on the track to performances in the University Center, as the BSU program showcased several from different students and organizations. Here is Lily Niebrugge with the story.
Students from all over campus came to attend the Black Student Union program on February 8th in the UC Ballroom. The program featured individual and group performances from students and community members.
It gives life. Before I was like the president, and the previous president tried to put a lot of events out, but it was only like a two-man show, so I applaud them. So BSU events gives life. It gives love. It gives students somewhere to go, which is somewhere safe, enjoy themselves, and a place where they can just breathe and know that they're safe. So, and make their voices heard. So, yeah.
Walk down the aisle on her finger. He placed the ring. We don't really get much representation at Vaca, so it's good to have a month where we're able to showcase our history and different performances and stuff that represents that.
The event ended with a social hour where attendees were able to dance and sing together.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of From the Newsroom. I'm your host, Beto Vaca. We'll see you next week.